How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end. Welcome to Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Mercenary. Mercenary chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a...
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of...
Seems more like you're being light-headed, if you ask me.
But what comes around...
In your nature, and here I...
Ha! Natural selection.
Guess left can be right, sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the Tree of Life started to die. Time to see what's above. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Who could stand against that? Small things for your big ideas. Now that's a flesh wound. An emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter. Carving it up. Made the kill. Wow. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. Oh. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Right in the face. Slash and dash. The Deep. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Just what you were looking for.
Yowotulua ayamu aya valu al mayani.
He doesn't.
Fabube muk mayani.
The legend.
Kobwa yake nuka nuburak.
The child could have been.
Kobwa yake vunko vuntu ye mufurb yevofo lolan wofo.
It was after the attack that the
Koibe o ugambun ang ugagad yebromo wufu.
asks if you were tired. The potato people, or the Nono's key energy is just what the pens... You'll need a net to catch the Nono. What? He says you'd better hurry back to the...
Beboko kontabe.
He lost you there.
Ugambun ang ugagadye. Farfarifto. Tuka kubu.
The tree started to die.
Yalawa wat nawa.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast.
Setuatan popkila. Tulua ba vulua.
Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end.
Kantita duela bufo.
The road.
Tulua ba vulua. Yalawa wat nawa.
He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
Kantita duela bufo. Tulumawawanya.
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mecton, the Octopod.
Ba lo yualo.
Rick.
To wabu.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where... Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
He's
heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah! That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Iatu yao mawa.
Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side.
Ilya antuf ye mufurbu bum.
He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part.
Aya mu aya ye mufurbu bum.
He can sense you share Myriad's view on the world. The Myriad would embrace someone willing to fight against the tyranny of the Jagni.
Ku bubuye bu Ilya antuf.
Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Atu wamawa.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. Sharp steel. Swoon. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Cautions you that the Sifu may be a little impatient today, as bad news has just come in from the front line.
Sibi? La fanen aginkan man. Geratna fala hutut mus. Tugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next, and that's something you have in common. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The Jagni tribe may believe that fear and hatred will lead them to domination. A vanquisition of the tribes and destruction of the Tree of Life won't be the restart they want. It's just an end to everything. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. You need to take the struggle to the enemy, or the enemy will bring it to you. When survival is threatened, there's no other option left but war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Gela wala click click.
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks.
Gela wala click click. All the goose gala had echt. Gine afirma katano shubu budo.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon.
Gine afirma katano shubu budo.
Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again.
Karap la wute.
They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward than using violence to combat violence.
Karap la wute.
Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village.
Gela gedenken hiram. What?
Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor.
To guy la wute. Gelen denken of what ya.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good.
Bawa pala misa.
Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost might help.
Papa mozzara moto.
Even though it's now a different place from a different time, it is a place that'll make you remember.
Papa moz.
You have things to do, places to go to.
Polo sekada budo.
Wishes you goodbye.
Gafafa ye hufaye.
Glad to see you out and moving up.
Uyupe. Yatuba mape.
Hopes to see you again soon.
Wila, Utuyat.
Claims Wiz is the greatest tinker-tonker around. You really should track him down.
Eguamuak, Egu.
Says you should take care. Let's see. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. mighty low. Chop it up. Sharp. Took care of it. Dead on. Buffer than ever. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes.
Vanya.
He asks how you are today.
Mukan balik.
Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious.
Yango.
He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. Don't let the sound of the waves drown out your spirit. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen to those who never stop trying. He hopes you'll be one of them. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never try too hard. Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Can't see.
You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll only make you stronger. She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good. With a passion for learning, you'll never cease to grow. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. Being nice comes easy for him. That doesn't make it less important. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of your environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. That's the spirit. You can't make a difference unless you get your hands dirty. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate will help you feel at peace with yourself. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He thinks mastering the 6 weapon styles of Wang Fu is more than enough for anyone. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Che aldo male canoro tono.
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away.
Canamunta.
Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future.
Bendrine senema.
She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone.
Aria roche nui mumera. Polakuto.
She won't live forever, you know that. But she intends to make the most of every day she gets, especially the ones you share together.
Polakuto. Aria roche nui mumera.
You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her.
Sadurutu. Polakuto. Canamunt.
Then start by meeting her on the village square and take it from there. She knows you're a free spirit, always on the move, like the wind. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He's not scared of anything, least of all you. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. He says you're right. Nobody can tell him what he can and can't do, and that includes you. She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Inadabsunka sana yote.
If confidence is silent and insecurity is loud, she thinks you're absolutely right.
Inadabsunka
The most important thing is that you're okay.
taifanamenuma
It's time to focus on your training now.
andro anora kapapum.
You won't need excuses if you are strong in your conviction. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
Muntea Mastula.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling.
Vaksan u intabadan kamaklai.
He heard you helped Gizmo clean up. He's proud of you.
Muntea Mastula. Tarinman.
He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training.
Vaksan u intabadan kamaklai.
He'll talk to her, sure, but you know she wants you to accept responsibility for your own actions and future.
Vaksan u intabadan kamaklai.
He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics.
Ja.
He's curious to see what you found.
Wuksa u intabadan kali hidlo.
He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bionucleus pool and refresh his DNA.
Kar over bugbug ad.
He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. Says at least dirty hands are proof that you tried, and that counts. That you failed this time doesn't mean you can't succeed the next. He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found. The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. Agrees. At least that way it'll never go out of style. You should take it with you, wear it to practice.
son ya.
He's sure your Muma will forgive you for not wearing the traditional outfit.
Tudu papa.
He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this.
Anora ka papong.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Vola kamunum rutna.
Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be.
Domale tuk tropalo.
She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down.
Asana yotutupu katya topoluta.
But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back.
Ingavaldo.
Wants you to prove that with some practice first.
Puri kumbala mua.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Kanyala no toro.
Thanks you for being such a good student.
Bendrine senema. Ingavaldo.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Kanyala no toro. Tropalo.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Andro?
Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her. Catchy.
Bendrine senema.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Ferena masalapu.
Figuring that out is half the fun.
Antoro tukonda.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Beri?
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Kanamunta.
Says it's not a record keeper, more like a companion.
Kanamunta.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Ruhemu pono.
She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Kensi. Kamamun.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Vaseno kasamanuru.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming.
Vola kamunum rutna. Masamal.
There's nowhere to run to this time. The time has come to stand and fight.
Tukonda, volakam brukna, can't see.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen to lead.
Turi kumbala mua.
She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has finally caught up with her.
Volakudo, ruemu tuno.
She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hog. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hog's on the loose. lifed. King! The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. Chop, chop. No hope of that with as little energy as you have. You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take the Fluff Hulk out to the far Fnacky Leaves and let it go. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you. A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting for you there. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. You complete them. From this point on, the myriad is unbroken. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning. Look, an emergency box from the old days. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Like a monster's lair down here. That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Well, small ones. Places like this were cheap back in those days, and there was plenty of space. Get done with one place, you just build another. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. You can't really understand your story till it's done. A flush stool from the back. Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's what you could call a wet disaster. You need to unturn the pipe tighteners to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. Nothing's more important right now than this. You found the track! Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track somehow made it. No, it was never nice. It was new once, but that's not nearly the same thing. Just being new never lasts. The tracks moved on from Bricktown, and you should too. It's a game of life, yours and everyone else's. Let's see. Neveth, you need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You really put a spin on it. More light means fewer places to hide. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. You've got more than a flesh wound. Getting there. Go make the most of the day. All the health. That's a resource totem. a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Looks like some solid wood scrap there. Dented that one good. Smash that trash. Made them dead. Sad that you try to nest with others. Heard that the Jagni tribe's constantly looking for new recruits to fill their ranks. Hopes to see you again soon. Mercadorpus Outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see.
Libuma limana mayukul kulmane.
Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain.
Mayukul zoyola mayukul kulmane.
If you can, you should try to convince the captain to give up the outpost and join your cause. They're ready to enter the outpost when you are.
Yafatula mayu.
Every step you take towards your end goal will bring you closer to a better world. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot, wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Everything's clocking together. That cage is holding a helper. Gotta try the key to see. Keep going. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Says the tribe's been hard on them. Wants revenge on those who caged them, but trust you'll take care of it. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Gallo.
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon.
Platz.
Figures the honor belongs to the tribe, too. Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe conflict.
Farfarifyo, tuka kubu, wumbubu dubuko.
He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but it remains to be seen what the future holds for your alliance.
Fofo bakwa, papa mu.
You seem to share the same values as the Myriad tribe. You both have the same optimistic outlook on life. At least, for now.
Oloi bo bopaweg, chintwata moti huasa.
But Out of Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict won't matter unless you help make a stand against the World Eaters. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of.
Fofo umbak bakwa papamu.
He says the time has come to confront the jumbo puff at the end of the west route.
Nuekek ujbar no barke.
Gizmo is working on making his mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater.
Fabobe muk kofar.
You should get over there and see what you can do to help. Faster than ever. Looks like it'll work. Says no matter how weird you think the world's getting, it keeps getting weirder. There's a poppet here named Maya who does things with her poppets. Lives way deep in the mire. Steer clear of her. Claims that's the word, but seems doubtful and scared. Believes Maya lives in the Maya, where at least she can't hurt too many. Been hearing stories about her since they were a kidling too. Still hates the sight of poppets because of those tales. Thinks you're stupid for trying to smart up about that. That's interesting. This story is as powerful as you'll let it be. The vendor says you can browse his goods any time during opening. Says you're welcome. Bet you could make something shiny out of that metal. That paid off. Running low. Found some e-waste? Worthwhile. If you want to spend this whole operation underground for a while, then you're on the spot with Bang Shelter 6D. We are lonesome animals that spend all our life trying to be less lonesome. Only you can pull you up. Well worth the effort. Now you can deal death from a distance. Been waiting for you to help them live. Just keep going while you can and don't stop until all outposts are under your control. Says scouts spotted a moth nest close to the outpost. If you destroy that, the moths should infest the place, looking for a new home. That's the idea. If everything works out as planned, the moths should cause a buzzing tumult. destroy it. Put an end to him. Hot metal. You've used up all your key energy. Fine time to be outside. The home stretch. Nice work. No more moth's nest. There go the moths toward the outpost. They're good and mad. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. That's a keeper.
Hello?
He says you did a great job capturing the rival's second outpost. You've earned the privilege of wearing the tribe's colors. Believes you'll make them all proud, too. Let's see. The trees are not giving up, even as the world ends. There's a monolith right there. Keep your eyes out for Nono. You got it dialed in. See where that light leads? See that e-waste? You could use that for sure. This area is blazing hot. You'd better have something that'll keep you cool if you're going in. Seems like a peculiar item. Spot that fixer-upper? Got to be something worthwhile in it. Says everything's changing in these dark coming days. Nothing stays the same. Not even houses. Have you heard of Chubza? Such a wild wanderer. Even his hut moves. But he'd have a lot to talk about with a roamer like you. Says they've seen him in many different places. Impossible to tell. Says Chubza isn't the sort to wait in one place for you. They might be looking for you, too. You just got to watch for Chubza and his mobile hut.
Ma yoko yoyola.
Asks you to tell him they say hi. Go get on it and run fast as you can. You run like the wind. Just follow that beam over to the... Oh, check out the scribble stone there. Wonder what's behind it. This is turning out to be quite an expedition. Glitter grass. Smells like a nonno nest, doesn't it? Not enough key energy. Bites the dust. Bullseye. Your reserves are tapped. You're half dead. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. Hard to see too far in the darkness. Ah, that wood scrap seems like it would be perfect for your plans. It's Nanby, a new village for you. Let's see. There's still time before the dawn. Confesses the hard work is starting to take its toll. They're all getting a little tired. Says it's bad enough the Tree of Life is keeling over. Now they have flies infesting their crops. If those crops die, no one around here is going to have any yum-yums to eat. They need your help to drive those flies away before the crops all die. Says there's a giant bellows you could use to blow them away. Asks if you can see that giant bellows over there. If you could point it in the right direction and then jump on it, well, maybe that would do the trick. Thanks you for thinking of their tum-tums.
Fan that flame!
Wait, no! Bright light blinds! It's dangerous.
I've got all the cold sick burns you need, Dark.
Oh, do you have to insult me over this?
I don't have to, but I want to.
The only way to clear the nag flies out of here is to jump on those bellows and blow them away. Get hopping. Try not to get turned around in the dark. You blew those flies away. Whoosh! Wants to know what you need to air out. We'll be around when you return. Figures the only thing you can still count on as the world ends is the night sky twinkles. Their pal Nova studies them from atop a lookout tower. Used to watch them with her pops, but he's missing now. Thinks she's atop her tower every night at least. Says you should look for Nova's tower and chat with her. The tower can be hard to see after dark, but it's worth it. Maybe you can help find her pops. Knew they could count on you. If only you were as tall as a tree. Itchy trigger finger. smock. Beefed up. It's so much brighter without the night. Erfidurf outpost. The Jagni tribe claimed this forever. Let's see. There's the tyrant who runs this outpost. He didn't expect his tribe to lose, as they're the ones that are ruthless. But now that you're working with their rival, he can see why. There's no way he'll surrender just because of threats. He can recognize the strength of a good argument and agrees it's for the best. He'll surrender the outpost to you. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Gegenken alle ba, Mulekan Frifgelf.
Thinks you did a great job capturing the rival's third outpost and believes the rival is weak enough to engage them at their fort.
Gelet not.
They all hope you can lead them to peace.
Gelet not.
He knows things that you need to know.
De gula mosse.
Says you'll see each other later.
Mus wapala misa. Schleine forrotna mika.
Thinks you did a great job capturing...
Schleine forrotna mika.
They all hope... Sometimes it just feels good to get wet. A real treasure. Don't let the day pass you by.
Dro eku dadrea.
The Jagni tribe and you will work well together. Balance depends on opposites. It is the beginning of all things, an energy, a wholeness.
Ti pregnantia.
Says you'll meet again. You could have missed this village. It's called Mamble Clump. What you do here matters to you and the world. Flat Hat. Wonder if Toxanol had a deeper purpose with any of the Bang shelters. This one, for example, Shelter 5D. Worrying to have tons of rock and soil above you. This corner of the world is called Anywhere, which is maybe why Click calls it home. This fellow seems shocked to see you. He's heard about you, but figured you didn't have the guts to do what must be done to survive till the end of the world. Says it's better not to talk about that. Figures someone like you must be willing to do anything to stay alive, just like him. Now that you got this far, though, which way will you go? Are you really tough enough to see this through to the end? Or will you turn tail and run when the end finally comes? Guesses the end is coming either way. When there's nothing but a bad storm rising, it's ride or die. Asks you to think of the world like a set of locks. Every time you do something, you decide whether to open one or not. Would you go back and open different ones now? Better than what? Maybe things have to get worse first. The world seems like it's starting to heal. How pointless. Appears to him like you've been wasting your time trying to fix the unfixable. Can't understand why you work with the Myriad. Someone needs to lock them up. No, they're so good, so righteous and worthless. You look like you'd be a fun lock to pick. Says back in the days no one locked anything, but that's changed. Locking yourself in and others out is his key to survival. He keeps his business low-key, but for the right person, he's willing to unlock secrets from the back then. The gears mesh well between you. It'll be easier for both if you just call him Click. He likes locks and the things that lie behind them, but he's also into metal and the like, as he loves to make his things last. Click says his key to success is metal, and judging from what he's heard about you, you're handy with metal too, literally. If you charged a bar of metal at a Toxanol zap station, he could forge it into the palm of your hand. That would help your clonk fist beat new paths into the future. Just flip the switch of a generator that produces superheated, glowy air and get on it when the lightning charge forms. Simple, right? Thinks the biggest risks come with the best rewards. With luck, you'll spot trouble before it spots you. At night, baddies can't see you so good either. E-waste, the stuff you need. Just... Watch it. You don't have the key energy for that. Night is the time to take care of business. You did good, but the lightning did all the work. Head back to Click to amp up the Clonk Fist.
Cha-cha-cha.
Click says your fist is charged and ready to punch a hole through anything that stood in your way in the past. Click's worked out the locks of the world, but still needs to make the keys. He figures he could make a skeleton key, a key that'll unlock any old lock, if only he had a back-in-time bone. He's talking about remains of the dead and gone, and that means a chill down your spine as this bone comes from a particular site, the Gone Forevermore. Thinks you might have unlocked the secret to his plan. Click says you're locked together in fate. Wants to know what good you think you can really do. Amazed you don't know Gizmo. Perhaps it's time to find him and check. Says goodbye to you. Click says you're locked together in fate. Says you're welcome back. Cutting edge. That's hard to come by. The day is dawning. A shopperia. Maybe there's something still inside. Breaking bones. Deadly. Watch you flex. This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need. Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for. Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Light instantly banishes dark.
How much light do you really need?
All the light, all of it!
I mean, you could leave a little space for the dark.
All the light.
Seems that the knobs need to be aligned so the device can load its program. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Goodbye to another night. Looks valuable. Climbing's good. The sky is as bright as it's going to be. personal. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that mech. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on rails with smokestacks that fouled the air. They can carry you anywhere you like. Well, anywhere that they go to. You're on the right track. Keep your... Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Bomper Bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Close encounter. You've had better days. Hold on to that. This story is about a hero. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. This box once tailed a chugger-chugger. Now it's just off track. Look at that! Right in the chug yard! Follow the rails and you'll find all sorts of little treasures scattered all over the place. Of course not, but they get you closer to wherever you might want to go. Good work finding that track. They can teach you so much about the world. Keep looking for more. You made it to the quarrel spot. You've got to hate what the fighting's done to it. Want to fall back. made it to the quarrel spot. You've got to hate what the fighting's done to you. Great shot. Slice and dice. Cut that one in half. Slash. Blasting everything. Injured. You've already drained yourself. They've been waiting for you. Taking control of this fort will bring peace between your tribes. You better be. A tribe's fort is a bigger challenge than an outpost. They've positioned a storm tower near the fort that you'll use to get over the...
Hello?
Says you don't have to knock to get inside. Will the dawn never come? That's going to leave a mark. Let's see. It's time to set the rival tribe free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to their Sifu. Convincing the Sifu that peace between your tribes is the only way you'll all survive won't be easy. He doubts the Sifu will give up without a fight. There are tough times ahead, no matter where you go. That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. Slash the slash. Bring on the night. That's a pyro sizzler right there. Just get to work on it. Make it frizzle. Nice crackle. Take this seriously, or it'll take you down. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. He didn't expect it would go down this way. It'll be hard to talk your way out of a fight. He needs a logical reason to surrender the fort without a fight. He recognizes the strength of a good argument and agrees it's for the best. He'll surrender the fort to you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but suggests you be merciful. Do good, and good will follow you. Thinks it's a good gesture to offer support to others when you can see that they need it. And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Your Sifu is pleased. You're one step closer to uniting the tribes. It's a pity you needed to use force to get the point across. But he's still concerned about the fate of the world. You can't lose this war. If you get the ending wrong, the effort it took to get there was in vain. A proper ending, however, provides closure. He says you've grown so much stronger than when you first met. You know better than anyone that the fate of the world is still at stake. You need a world where everyone is guided only by their conscience. The fate of the world depends on the triumph of good. The Tree of Life still stands, and it's up to you to make sure it does so to the end. It's the Jagni staff.